Red Sox headed to Houston, now down 3-2 in the best of seven ALCS. Sox, of course, were looking great after game three. They had a 2-1 series lead. The offense was thumping, but now the bats have gone ice cold. Sox dropped the last two games 9-2 and 9-1 at Fenway Park. Next two games, if it goes that far, are going to be in Houston. Sean McAdam from the Boston Sports Journal has been covering this series all along here. And Sean, you have any faith at all that the Red Sox can turn this series around the way they've looked the past couple of games?
Well, you would think, John, that that the offense is probably lined up to bounce back and be something like they were in the first three games of the series, certainly games 2 and 3. I think a lot of what happened in game 5 was all about Framber Valdez and the job he did with his sinker, making virtually no mistakes for the entire game, keeping the ball out of the plate, throwing with terrific command, getting a lot of ground ball outs. It's not as if any of the other Houston starters looks capable of turning in that kind of performance, whether it's Urquidy or Garcia or Odorizzi over these next two games, if indeed there are two games. You have to feel a little bit better about the Red Sox offense bouncing back. They hit in Houston for game 2. They certainly hit in Fenway for game 3. We've seen them be capable of bust-out games. We've also, frankly, seen them be very frustrating in terms of their offensive production. It would sort of come and go over the course of the season, but ultimately over the duration of the year, this was one of the 3 or 4 best offensive teams in baseball, and you have to figure after a couple of subpar games that some of that comes back for game 6.